have some questions about Houzz.
I do. I've had my profile with them since like December. When they first reached out to me, everything seemed promising. You know, seemed pretty legit. They were going to do all these things, and it was money well spent. Well, I reached out to them. Well, actually, they reached out to me. Honestly, I kind of just quit paying them because I was like, this is dumb. It's not working. The leads they're not great leads, to be honest. I've gotten 5 leads in 4 months.
Sure. And how much do you pay them each month?
A little over $300.
Okay.
And so that was covering at the time. They were like, yeah, we have a deal going. It's, 3 service areas. You get 25% off. I was like, oh, that sounds like a good deal, and kind of fell for it, I guess, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's a good service, and I think it works for some period of time. But how it basically works is you put a profile on there, and then they send you a lead. And if you don't respond, they can then send that lead to multiple people at a time.
Right.
And even if you do respond, they can send it to multiple people at a time. So,
right.
You got to imagine they're in the arbitrage business. So their business is, can they get traffic to their site for $4 and then charge you $5, and then they can make $1 off you, but if they sell it to someone else for $4, they now make $5 in total. So
right.
Their whole business is just pure arbitrage and volume of leads that they can try to get, but they don't measure quality. I think that's the biggest problem with them, to be honest.
Well, that was what I brought up to him, because I said, look, when I first started out my business, I had Home Advisor, and I said it worked okay for a while, but here's the problems I had.
Yep.
They were like, no, we're not like Home Advisor. We're not like them. We'll send you qualified leads. Our customers fill out a questionnaire and this and that. And it turns out they're similar to Home Advisor in that they're not great leads. It asks the customer certain questions, and I get leads that the questions aren't answered, or I've tried to call on a couple leads and I've gotten no response back. I've tried to email on a couple leads and no response back. And
do you have your own website, or do you use those as your website?
I have my own website.
Okay. What is the website?
Zonatile.com.
Zonatile? Yeah, so
yep.
I think, there's a few ways you can look at this. I guess I don't want to jump the gun on which questions you have, but my overall approach, and just so you know, my background is I used to work on the AdWords team at Google. We did a lot of work with Houzz, so I know at Home Advisor, they spent a lot of money with Google, because their whole thing is, can they drive leads from Google and then upcharge you from it? So I understand it. The best thing you can do, though, is how can you utilize your own site and your own type of advertising? Because what's going to happen is, like, you don't want to be reliant on them anyway. Let's say that they are able to generate. Their whole thing is, you'll probably notice that when you start, you'll get 10 leads or 5 leads, and then it slowly decays.
Right. And I've gotten more leads from my own website than I have from them. They were never meant to be my single source lead generation system.
Yep.
And they're not by any means. I just thought it wouldn't be. I thought it might be worth trying to get additional leads.
Sure.
Well,
where else do you advertise?
I've got my Facebook, I've got an Instagram, I've got word of mouth, and that's probably my biggest thing is referrals from one customer to a next, telling their neighbor, or telling their friend, or, whoever. Sure. I get a lot of word of mouth generation. Yeah. Actually, I get quite a bit of word of mouth.
Do you spend anything else on paid advertising, or just the $300 a month on Home Advisor?
It was just the Houzz that I'm paying right now. I always was kind of skeptical of it, and then after talking to them for like close to a half an hour, I was like, oh, okay, this sounds really good. No.
Yeah.
So they fooled me on their words, so I guess I got suckered.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to read any Better Business Bureau things about them, they don't have the best reputation.
Right.
I talk to a lot of people with installation companies, and to be honest, I think the best thing that you can do is, even if it was successful, which for most people it's not building your brand or your company. You're just being commoditized on that, and you're allowing them to commoditize to you. You should just spend the $100, $200, whatever it is, dollars, saying, how can I build either the best website, or how can I do my best marketing that only pushes me to the forefront? Because what happens with a lot of those Houzz customers, it's going to be one customer and they're going to get you for a one-off project. If you can build your own brand for a couple $100 a month, that customer will be with you for, you know, 2 or 3 projects. But then, like you said, if you're one of your big marketing things is word of mouth, if you can build a good brand with one customer, that can equal 3 customers for you or 5 customers for you.
Right, absolutely. And that's I mean, the money that I'm paying them, I could be spending that money elsewhere, you know, by myself. I've got a friend that's in IT management, and so she knows a ton of stuff. She's done some stuff with my website and some SEO stuff. And I mean, I could be, you know, because we're friends, she was like, I don't need, you know, you don't need to pay me or anything. Yeah. But I definitely be using that money elsewhere. I mean, I've got 3 kids. I have other bills to pay. I have, you know, I could definitely be spending that money way better than how they're spending.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the website business now, so I get it, right? I run a company called FloorForce, and we have about 2,000 retailers and about 500 installation companies that we do business with, and I can tell you that, like, if you had put just that money into a better website and good SEO, like you're saying, not only will you get the same probably volume of leads, but long term, you're just building a better business for yourself, right? And something that you can stand on. Like at any point, Houzz, their just typical trick is every time you bombard them, you'll all of a sudden randomly get more leads, right? Or when you say it's not working, all of a sudden you'll wake up with more leads, but you are going to become reliant on them, and they just sucker you in. You're better off just building your own brand. And, and you have, like, I'm on your site right now. You have some really good images and things that you can show. Like, Houzz doesn't let you do that at all. So that's,
yeah, my website was, like I said, one of my friends. She's in IT, and she helped me build it. And my wife is a teacher, and so she's really good at, you know, wording things so they sound good. Where I mean, I write it in layman's terms, and she kind of spices it up. You know? So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of it. All the feedback I've had on it is great. I get people that visit it. I get emails from it, you know.
The only thing I'd recommend on the website is you should put on the upper right-hand corner, you should, I know on the homepage you have it, but it's so small, your phone number. Like, it should be, I don't know what it looks like on mobile, but really easy to click to call and reach out to you. Like, that's, at the end of the day, what do you want them to do? That's what you want them to do, right?
Absolutely.
Do you?
Absolutely. No, that's a good idea. Yeah. At this point, I'm just trying to get out of, you know,
Houzz?
This Houzz deal.
Yeah. I mean, what do they say when you try to reach out to them?
Well, I talked to the my quote account manager today, and I submitted a payment to them, so it didn't go to collections. And I was like, look, you know, with this COVID thing, work has slowed down and this and that. And she's just trying to give me like, well, you need more sales tactics. I'm like, no, I don't need more sales tactics. I mean, I do need more sales tactics, but not what they're trying to tell me.
Yeah, you know, and you need ones that are going to build your business long term, not short term. So I'm happy to help. I mean, I know a few people that have dealt with them, and I can get some advice on how they were able to get out of it. But like, if you stop paying them, you stop paying them. You know, I'm happy to help if you want me to talk to the account manager, or honestly, I have some other retailers that have gone through it that I'm happy to introduce you to. But I've had this conversation. You're not the only one. I've had this conversation probably 30 or 40 times about Houzz and Home Advisor, and it's the same thing. Everyone gets burned. I would love the whole industry to stop working with them, because then they would stop harassing everyone. But yeah, your mindset is right. If you can work with your IT friend, or if you do the website yourself, focus on SEO, focus on your own advertising, focus on your own brand, and you'll be way better long term.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you've got some ways to get out of it, I'm all ears, man. I mean, I read over the contract a little bit. It sounds like there is an early cancellation fee, which is fine. I'll pay them a few $100s to just go away.
Yeah, I think if you are just direct and honest, you don't have to pay that. You know, I would ask to speak to the manager, number one, right? I would ask to speak to probably not the account manager, because her job is probably to keep you. I would ask to speak to their manager.
Well, I sent an email to my account manager and this other gal that her title is, let me find the email. but now that they won't, I got an email from my account manager, and she was like, "Hey, we're going to send this against to collections because you haven't paid, yada yada." And the phone number has been bad. I have the phone number she's been giving me. I haven't been able to get through to her, which is the other problem I'm having. And so I emailed her right away and was like, "Hey, I'm more than happy to take care of this." You know, so it doesn't go to collections.
Yeah.
And kind of told her what's going on, and she was like, "Well, I need to talk to my leadership team and this and that," kind of giving me the runaround.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Okay, well, I just paid it," and I was like, "After you hear from them, call me and let me know." And then I emailed another gal that her title is the account executive.
Okay, so it's her boss.
I would assume her boss, yeah. And neither of them are getting back to me, because I said, "Look, to be honest, this is where I'm at. I can't afford to be paying this right now. My wife's hours are getting cut because she's a teacher, so I'm not lying about anything."
Well, not only that, like, if you're not getting what you were promised, it just is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that I sent that email out, I haven't heard from either of them, so we'll see.
Okay, well, why don't you, when you hear back from them, tap me in. I'm happy to, if you just ping me or chat me, I'm happy to give you some advice. And let me reach out to some people that I know have gotten out of the contract and see what it is. I mean, everyone I know basically gets out of the contract and moves their money to their website or Facebook advertising or something else. It is, you're not the only one, so don't feel, you know, like you got tricked. Everyone gets tricked with that.
Right. They're good at it. I got to give them that.
Well, they nonstop call you, right? So at some point it's like harassment, and then you're like, okay, I give up. I'll submit. And it's good for like the first few weeks. I don't know if you remember the first few weeks you signed up, but it's the same story. First few weeks is great because they kind of like juice your account a little bit, probably lose money on you in the first month. And then all of a sudden, every month after that, you just bleed out. And then you get screwed over. And then just like everyone else, you try to get out. It's the same thing. It's a disaster.
That's basically what's going on.
Damn.
I mean, if you were sending me 4 or 5 leads a week, and I was landing 25% of those even, it would pay for itself.
Yeah.
But I'm basically where I'm sitting now, we're at almost 5 months, and I'm 1 lead a month, really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's brutal. Yeah, keep me posted. Once you hear back from them, I'm happy to help out, and then I'll connect you with some people that I think could be helpful. And then once you're canceled, I'm happy to help strategize on marketing things you could do that are, you know, potentially even free. Like we see a lot of people do really well, free on Instagram, free on Pinterest. There's a lot of things, especially now when work is slow, that you can do that won't cost you.
Right.
Yeah, won't cost you a penny. Upload more photos of jobs you've done to the site. Like things like that can go a really long way. It's just some manual effort involved in it if you're managing the site yourself.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
if you have time,
well, I'm more than happy to you know, reach out to you for some help as well. I mean, I certainly don't mind paying for something, but it's got to be worth paying for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you want ROI, and that's everything in life.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean,
cool, man.
Yeah, keep me posted. Happy to help. Once you get out of it, let's get back on another call, and happy to talk about ways we can help, or honestly, I'm happy just to point you in the right direction.
Cool. That sounds good. Thanks for the help. Let me know, and we'll keep in touch.
All right. Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
Bye.